Yeah, man, it was cool. I had all these Jewish and Irish friends, and like, yeah, they just treated me like one of the guys. And so through that, I learned how to like develop like close relationships, but also like experiment with the social. Like I said, going to parties and drinking a lot. So yeah, so back then, that's when the Crazy Man came out. I was very into like Captain Morgan's. That was my favorite drink, Captain and Coke, and it tastes like candy. So constantly blacking out, like.
Especially it's your first taste of all that stuff, and it's in an environment like that, where it's kind of like just like unlimited. You know what I mean? It's like you're playing with fire.
Definitely,
you know?
definitely. And then that's when I started smoking. That's when I tried marijuana also. So we're smoking blunts, drinking 40s.
Typical college
college
You got
stuff.
the Biggie poster.
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
dude. Exactly.
Yeah, the Fight Club poster.
Exactly. So this is my life, pretty much. That's what it evolved into. But I was still able to keep it together with like the academics and whatnot.
Because a lot of times I feel like folks in college do kind of go off that deep end where, it can be a lot.
Yeah.
So this is when you first start to experiment a little bit with kind of. I'd say, like you said, the Crazy Man, or at least redefining, I think, maybe your sense of self in that part, and also the brotherhood. That with me in college, I feel like I never had, and like you said in the men's circle the other day, is something that I consciously have to work on. I've never been just like a dude's dude who's like just swags out with the sports. Like it's something where, so it's a ton of decisions like, okay, I need to maintain these friendships with men. When you're about to graduate, it's senior year from college. How much do you feel like you have changed over that 4 years? Are you like the man on campus? Are you still kind of techie nerdy? Have you had a girlfriend? Like where have you like sworn off the fraternity at that point? What, like before that next step, where are you at?
Yeah. So yeah, I was definitely still not confident. I still didn't have a girlfriend. I was still a virgin at that point. I was still
all the way
like
through college and the parties and everything?
Yeah.
Was there a reason?
Yeah. I mean, let's think girls would find me cute, but like I had so much like mental self-limiting beliefs that I would be like, nah, she's not into me. And then like just the confidence, just to actually talk to a girl, I would be like, that's pretty much why I drank all the time, because I was so nervous to be around girls and anxious.
No way.
And so yeah, it was crazy.
Dude, it's crazy how many people can change, man. Swagged out. Chris, that's so cool that through discipline and from practice and figuring yourself out, because now you're super chill. So senior, that is so crazy. So you're still kind of in that initial phase when you graduate college.
Definitely still in that initial phase of still trying to figure shit out who I am.
Wow. Okay, so because there's a lot I want to get to. So to fast forward a little bit, you work in that hospital for a year, and then you end up with this Morgan Stanley job. Our mom and dad like over the moon. They're like Chris made it. He did fucking finance on Wall Street. Like we've arrived.
I don't know. They didn't get they didn't do anything like that, but I definitely think they were like happy, and that's the thing. That's why, like you said, if you go back to college, that's why I didn't like fail out of school, because I still had that if I fail my parents, I'm gonna be a piece of shit.
Yes.
So I still had that very I want to make my parents proud, and in Asian society that's a big thing.
Huge.
So yeah, at that point I was like, yeah, they were definitely happy, I think, and they knew I wanted to move to the city. But yeah, I think they're definitely happy that I finally secured a job that they would look at as successful, and that they could tell their friends about.
I think that's often kind of the thing is parents want you to do something so that they can brag about it. I'm like, yo, you don't give a shit what this is, because because you can brag about it. So now you're in the city, young Chris. You locked down this dope paying job. We could talk about New York for the next 3 hours, but what's your taste of it now, living there with the that's a lot of people I think get caught in that trap, because that New York is so expensive that you got to have one of those jobs that is paying you a lot, but because they know that, they can work you to the bone.
Yeah.
So what's that first, I don't want to say real job, but that first New York job, you get in there, people want to know behind the scenes.
Sure.
What's that kind of like?
It was so I was working in so there's two things to that. One, I was living in Hoboken, New Jersey. Have you ever heard of that?
Yes.
So that's actually where I was living. So during my 20s, I had a good friend who we grew up in high school, and he went to Villanova, and a lot of people from Villanova then lived in Hoboken. So I would go there on the weekends when I was still upstate for like St. Patty's Day parties and all the bar scenes there. And it's a young person, 20, 30-year-old, like white collar job, like city in Hoboken. So it's like everyone who's at like just graduated college pretty much goes there post college, works in the city, but then lives there because it's got an amazing nightlife, a lot of bars, a lot of good restaurants. It's right in the Hudson River. It's almost considered like the sixth borough.
Cheaper than New York.
It's a little bit cheaper than New York. It's still pricey, but a little bit cheaper, and still close enough, you know, to where you don't have to commute that much.
Right.
So I was actually living there, which was awesome, to be honest. Like, to be single and in my 20s,
and making good money too.
Yeah. So that was the fun part. And then, so I was working Morgan Stanley. We were right in Midtown, Times Square, like 46 and Broadway. So right in the thick of the madness.
That's crazy.
So that was the first year and a half working there. And so, yeah, it was fun, you know. Like, I was like, wow, I finally get to like work in the city. I can meet my friends from college who are now there. We can meet up for drinks
Everybody
afterwards.
goes to New York after college.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was a dream. It was, in a way, it was a bit of a dream come true to be like, yeah, like, you know, and then like plus like just like cool stores, it's got that cool vibe to it, and like just being the city life. So the first year and a half was cool, to move downstate and start that chapter.
You said first year and a half.
Yeah.
What happens after that?
So that first year and a half, so even though it was fun, it was super freaking stressful.
So there's like 60, 70, 80-hour weeks that they're putting you there at that point?
Yeah, I mean, like maybe between like, I would say between 50, 60, but then you add the commute on top of it, so then it easily adds on top of that.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's the thing, like I'm like 25, 26 at this point, and we have to wake up super early, and then just to be in an environment. So I'm working on the trading floor, the stock equities floor. So
hypothetically, if I didn't know what that meant, what are you doing?
So this is I'm not working like on the actual stock exchange that you see in like Wall Street downtown.
Word.
I'm working on a trading floor in Morgan Stanley's headquarters in Times Square. So they have their own trading floor where they have sales traders, they have research analysts, they have their own in-house unit of people that, you know, they have investment bankers. So pretty much their own trading floor I'm sitting. So it's a big floor of like 400, 500 people, and you got guys, you sales traders, and they're talking to clients. You got people trying to put orders in, and it's a loud environment. And so that's actually where I'm working. So I'm working in technology. So because, like I said, I'm the geek.
Yeah.
So like I was going for like my Microsoft certifications, my Cisco certifications to be like certified for these tech positions, basically. And so yeah, I was able to work on the trading floor, supporting the traders with like the computers, the phone systems, the networking, the servers, everything on the trading floor. It's a lot.
It's high stress too, because those guys need stuff turned around ASAP. Exactly,
and so that's why it's so stressful. It's like the only reason why they're calling you is because some shit is broken and they need it fixed yesterday.
Yes.
And so like it's not like, hey Chris, how you doing? Let's grab a coffee. It's like someone comes over and is like standing over you, grilling you. You feel that energy over your shoulder, and I'm just always like,
here we go again.
Here we go again. What can I do for you, sir? And I'm just like, and they got like fumes coming out. They're like, my computer. And then sometimes it's like stupid shit like, well, did you even turn the computer on?
Yes.
Or like some basic
Is it plugged
shit.
in?
Exactly. But of course, some of these people got like, their egos are fucking inflated because of the money they make, managing directors or whatever. And so yeah, you're dealing with that on a constant basis, and just getting bombarded constantly, pretty much.
And so to take it to kind of where that chapter I know comes to a bit of an abrupt close, that is, it ends up you kind of work yourself into the ground, that you end up, was it you burned out or had a panic attack or something? What put you in the hospital?
That did, but that happened a bit later, so that's the thing. So a year and a half at Morgan Stanley, I then got another job at a different firm, Fox Pick Hellman. So it's an English research bank. So I was there for a year and a half. They actually let me go, which is actually like a blessing in disguise, because I was so stressed out from that one job. I used to wake up on the weekends and be like, oh my God, I'm late for work. But because I was so freaking high strung, I couldn't turn my nervous system off. So that was a sign for me that I was stressed out. So I really did not like the people there, and I think I rubbed somebody the wrong way. And by the end, I was pretty like testy. I'm like, I'm gonna punch somebody. And I think I might have said something to the wrong person, and so yeah, they ended up giving me a severance package, and I was like, I hit the jackpot, because then I collected unemployment and I got a severance package.
Wow.
But the thing is, I wanted to take like 2 or 3 months to recover, but the thing is, I went to the headhunters, and because I had worked for Morgan Stanley, it was like on my cover, it was like a badge of
so they're like, yo, we need to plug you in.
Exactly. So a of having a break of unemployment. I want to milk it, but I got this other high-paying job, and they're like, yo, we need you to start today. And I was like, man, the money's really good. So I started with this other firm, Fox Pitt Hilton, and I was there for 3 years. And that was a little bit of a better work environment, but it was still super stressful. And so that eventually is so 3 years into that, that's when.
I didn't realize that you'd switched halfway through.